You should pause to make sure that if there's anyone else who that you give an opportunity for anyone who's here to get to speak first.
I don't want to be on black.
Why not?
Get it done and move on.
I don't want to get the last word in?
No.
So, we could say, we get gallery input with the first.
What did you say though? I'm like, what? I signed an NDA, I can't tell you.
Y'all should not joke about that.
Yeah, I was like, this is That's a lot.
So tired, What? Sound like a threat? No.
Yeah,
This is like
you also showed
yeah, it was fun.
I don't like
Also, no, so just why do I have my sandwich? Spinach and veggies and spinach has
So like you don't have to have training.
we could just say that when you start the meal, and I have what is it? Is because you want to be intentional by saying what you're doing?
Yeah. That's why.
Good evening, Senate. It is my honor to call to order the 13th session of the 54th Senate of ASCSU. To begin, please stand and join me in the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. We'll now move into the CSU land acknowledgement video.
Colorado State University acknowledges with respect that the land we are on today is the traditional and ancestral homelands of the Arapaho, Cheyenne, and Ute nations and peoples.
This is also a site of trade, gathering, and healing for numerous other Native nations.
We recognize the indigenous peoples as original stewards of this land and all the relatives within it.
As these words of acknowledgement are spoken and heard, ASCSU staff to their traditional homelands are renewed and reaffirmed.
CSU is a land-grant institution, and we accept that our mission must encompass access to education and inclusion.
And significantly, that our founding came at a dire cost to Native nations and peoples whose land this university was built upon.
This acknowledgement is the education and inclusion we must practice in recognizing our institutional history, responsibility, and commitment.
We'll now move into the swearing in of new senators and associates. So if that is you, can come down. Seeing none, we'll move into beginning roll call.
Speaker Taylor.
Present.
Speaker Pro Tempore Reese. Present. Parliamentarian Camper.
Present.
Officer Kelly. Senator Laura Cardell.
Present.
Senator Herrera. Present. Associate Senator Rodriguez. Present. Senator Melchior. Senator Sandopol.
Present.
Senator Bouchard. Chair Miller. Present. Senator Bonanti.
Present.
Senator Evelyn Rivera. Senator McAllister Johnson.
Present.
Senator Isaacs. Associate Senator Archibald. Senator Zia Ahmadi.
Here.
Senator Craigle. Present. Senator Gunsell. Senator Lee. Chair Myers. Senator Leggett. Associate Senator Lucero. Associate Senator Brannock. Associate Senator Cole Johnson.
Present.
Senator Jocelyn Rivera. Present. Senator Alvarez. Associate Senator Barron. Present. Senator Adelaide.
Present.
Associate Senator Smith. Associate Senator Oshman. Chair Snyder. Senator Malka. Senator Tomas Serrao. Present. Senator Tapia Rodriguez. Present. Senator Dalbo.
Present.
Associate Senator Tall. Senator Salazar.
Present.
Senator Green. Present. Chair Frisky. Chair Davis. Here. Senator Luna.
My first ski.
Senator Gray. Present. Senator Yankowski. Senator Pickerel.
Here.
Chair Lutz.
Here.
Chair Vasey. Associate Senator Group.
Present.
Associate Senator Harris. Present. Senator McLaughlin.
Present.
Senator Gilroy.
Present.
And that is all.
Chair Frisky's here.
We'll now move into the consent agenda. Do I see any dissent to the agenda? Seeing none, we'll move into gallery input. Do I see anybody in the gallery who wishes to speak? And I do, so I'll hop in line.
You'll have 5 minutes.
Thank you for that.
Where's our
Good evening. I would like to take a moment to speak tonight to my fellow students and my colleagues in ASCSU. Last night, we witnessed the conclusion of a highly contentious election cycle, one filled with hateful, demonizing, and divisive rhetoric all around. I would imagine that we all feel a lot tonight, no matter which candidates we support with. As such, I have a few asks of this organization. To begin, please take some time for yourself to process the events of the last couple of weeks and the emotions that come along with them. I know that we all feel a lot and that it will take some time to fully process these emotions. Although the last few months have sought to divide us and to force us to focus on our differences, there is still so much more that unites us than what divides us. In the weeks and months that lie ahead, I ask us all to focus on the issues and values that unite us as students, instead of focusing on those that divide us. Finally, we in the student government should all recommit ourselves to the duty that we have to serving our students and our constituents. We cannot change the outcomes of federal elections, but we can continue to advocate for policies at the state and local level that benefit the students that we represent. This is the goal of ASCSU, and we must not allow the events of the last couple of days to allow us to lose sight of those goals. Thank you. Do we have anybody else in the gallery who wishes to speak? Seeing none, with no guest speaker, we'll move into executive work.
Hello, everyone. It's so great to see you all today. I know today has been particularly rough for me, I'm sure for a lot of you. And I just wanted to come and say that my department is here to support you in any way that we can. We have a list of resources. If you need support, please reach out. Please make sure that you get the support that you need and the space that you need to process what has happened. I think now more than ever, we are still hosting our evening with elected officials who are state and local officials. It's paramount that we talk to them about the issues that we care about. If you don't like what's happening nationally, we need to focus on what's happening at the state and the local level. Those are the people that are going to protect you. Those are the people that are going to advocate for what you care about. So that being said, I still have the RSVP. It will be it's not like the coming Monday, but next Monday, November 18th at 6 to 8. Please reach out to me. Please RSVP. I hope to see you there. I hope we can talk to elected officials, and I hope you can bring your own lived experience into those discussions and educate legislators about what matters to you. Thank you.
Good evening. Good evening, all. I just want to go over updates, and then I have a personal note to share about the current events. But on a more positive note, Cancer on the Oval raised 120 pounds of food just with ASCSU, and we were ranked second on the conversation attendance. So thank you all who donated and participated in conversations and in Housing Caucus. I just appreciate you all, and it was just an amazing event. Also, I got the privilege of volunteering at King Supers and seeing the community give, especially in like these dark times. Like Hayden was saying, I feel like it's amazing to see the community give back in those ways that are not political at all. It's just giving back, and so it was really beautiful to see. Planning for the Department of Basic Needs has begun planning for Colorado's first intercollegiate basic needs summit. If you're interested in helping plan the groundbreaking event, please reach out to Georgia and I. We would love your support. It's going to be an ongoing process. It'll be in the spring semester. Also, if you'd like to attend and be more involved, please let us know. Mental health tabling will be held at the Plaza November 20th from 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. We encourage y'all to stop by and learn about more resources. Also, we'll have free emergency contraceptives, pregnancy tests available, and then just sexual health education. And then this is important. So I'm sure y'all have heard about Housing Caucus. And Lauren loves it. She's Housing Caucus queen. But this is so important. So Prospect Plaza is closing, if y'all have not already known, and there's going to be a meeting about this, an information session. Can't talk this evening, it's okay. But Housing Caucus has partnered with the Student Legal Services. This is really important to join in just the conversation about the rights you have as someone living in Prospect Plaza, your curiosity for the event, the rights that students have, especially given that there's been a lot of controversy about these being filled with asbestos. Students are still living in them. There's just a lot of issues with this, and so being able to speak to someone in Student Legal Services, I think, is really imperative. So if y'all want to join in that conversation, I really encourage you. Food's provided. It's going to be Monday, November 11th. It's in the Laurie Student Center, room 378. We're going to be posting these lovely red signs all around the office. You'll be able to see them. So please be on the lookout and please join us. But I'm going to say this just as someone who is one of your peers, a student here at CSU, and also as your Deputy Director of Basic Needs. But as we continue to navigate the political landscape followed by the President-elect Donald Trump, I want the Department of Basic Needs remains committed to supporting students, in a particular focus on those affected by policy changes, specifically undocumented students who will be impacted by this. Please know we will do everything in our power to support you, and please reach out for any support you need or time and space to process. We appreciate all of you, and we understand how you were affected. Please reach out. Thank you.
Hello, friends. My name is Joseph Gotcha. I'm Director of PR. Just a few quick updates on behalf of the Marcom department. Lily, our wonderful Deputy Director of Graphic Design, her email changed because she's going to be a new person, new position. It's now ASCSU_creative at mail.coloradostate.edu, not graphic design. If you send any emails to the graphic design email, that will not get access for at least a little bit because we're hiring a new Deputy Director of Graphic Design. If you or anyone you know is interested in the job, it's posted on Handshake. It closes 1 week from today. And then furthermore, I'm also on BSOF, and I'm just going to give a little report from BSOF on behalf of Tangi, our director. We're going to have another info session November 19th from 5:30 to 6:30. There's free food. Please spread the word to your constituents. We're specifically trying to target international students with this one. This is a great resource, and this is an excellent time for people to come into our space to learn about how they can apply for BSOF. And then also, if you are interested in being on BSOF, it's a great experience. We do have one more seat open, and we are looking for a senator to fill that position. So I'm not actually sure exactly what the process for that would look like, but you can reach out to myself or any one of the wonderful human beings that are on BSOF or Tangia and ask for some more information. And that's all. Thanks.
Hey, hello. I am also on BSOF. I can echo Joseph's messages about BSOF. Hello, everyone. 2 seconds. Let me just do it there. So I'm gonna start with my updates for the day, or for this meeting of what's happening soon in my world. As you know, you probably got an email about this. If you didn't, come talk to me after or email me, the Chief of Staff email for ASCSU. We are having our ASCSU potluck November 15th. Yes, it's gonna be like an all-day thing. So feel free to bring your dishes in. We do need to know what they are before, so after you sign up, we can like have you actually down on the list. So we don't want you to bring anything without knowing what it is before. So that information should be shared with you if it hasn't already. The public initiative tracker is live on not only like just Google sites, but it is live and linked to the ASCSU homepage. So if you go to ASCSU resources, it's going to take you to another website that details everything that is happening in our executive branch through each department, what they're doing and what their current updates are. Andrew White, ASCSU operations intern, is who works on that. He's phenomenal. He's going to keep updating that throughout the year. So if you use that, if you use that, you'll have direct information of what's happening in each department. Ramride on the 15th. So if you would like to sign up to help us Ramride on the 15th, starts at 9 p.m. and goes to like 2 a.m. in the morning. Huge time commitment, but great opportunity. Volunteering and giving back to students is kind of the whole thing that we do here, right? Giving back to students. And so I would love it if you could sign up for that. Jillian Cook, the Deputy Chief of Staff, is coordinating that. So if you get in touch with me or Jillian, we can put you on the list for Ramride because we need volunteers for that. About 9, maybe 10 more. RSO presentations. I know I came to speak about this a couple weeks ago, but Cabinet has been integrating registered student organizations into our time as an ASCSU executive cabinet. So from 5 to 6 is maybe 5 to 6 on Wednesdays. RSOs have been coming in to speak with us or to speak to the cabinet, SCSU's cabinet, about their registered student organization, what they do, who they serve, how they serve students, events that we can support, and all the things. So if you would like more information about that, our wonderful clerk, Sydney, has the meeting minutes for that. I have some more information regarding the organizations that have came. We had the Saudi student organization came, and then Graham. It's like graduate research. So those have been 2 amazing presentations, and that's been amazing. Lastly, be nice to your friends in the executive cabinet next week. We're doing our employee evals next week, and then also other assessments and different things. So meet on each other. Not saying it's going to be a tough week because it won't. Just be extra nice. We're all going to need it. Lastly, in light of today being what today is, Of course I have something, right? I always do. So what I'd like to say to you today, if I can just get attention for like 2 seconds. Um, Today, as the good young people with so much ardent and patience in us, we're presented with a unique opportunity at this time, an opportunity to be bold, to exude courage, to pursue excellence, and work collectively toward a better tomorrow. No matter where we find ourselves on either beam of the political spectrum, I know one thing for certain, two things for sure. This ASCSU has an unwavering dedication to the well-being of these students and their future. And in a world with so many avenues intended to divide us, we must make that known on this campus for everybody. I think that we can all agree, politics aside, we have work to do on this campus, in this state, and in this country. And it is no better time than now to be exactly everything you are every day. And a sentiment that has kept me hopeful is your tomorrow is already taken care of. Regardless of how you feel today, tomorrow will come, and when it does, I hope you hop up out the bed and turn your swag on. But really, I hope you remember that you owe it to yourself to be hopeful and optimistic, and remember that good things will find you. Before parting today, because I didn't want to take too much time, I have to add that now more than ever, it is crucial to see the humanity in one another. I implore you to seek positives in your colleagues, your friends, your peers. I can share with you the second thing I know for sure. In the face of adversity or difference, plain as I know it to be, I've never met a student I couldn't relate to. If we sit down and we talk, I find it hard to believe that any of us couldn't find each other in our experiences. So as a member of this here good thing that we have going on, I implore you and I want you to know that you are invited to look for yourself in my experience, because that's what I'm doing all the time. But even if we don't align somewhere, as the great saying goes, you are, so therefore I am. Thank you. Have a great night.
Hi everyone, I wanted to begin by sharing a message from BSOF. There is an open seat from the Senate on BSOF that needs to be filled. So if that interests you, if serving on this board to fund student organizations interests you, please let either the Director of Finance, Tangia, or the Deputy Director of Finance, Sophie, know that you're interested in that position. I wasn't going to say anything tonight, but I was somewhat motivated by a meeting I was on earlier today. I want to emphasize first of all that student government ASCSU is nonpartisan. We don't take positions on who the president becomes, who our members of Congress are, all the way down. But that doesn't mean that student government doesn't have a role of advocating for specific things. And what I'm going to do right now is advocate. There's a lot of uncertainty. I think uncertainty is the word of the day. And I just want all of you in line with what Chief of Staff Nunley had just said, see yourself in other people. Put yourself in others' shoes or others' boots, in my case. And imagine the uncertainty that comes with not knowing whether you can attend this university next semester. The uncertainty that comes with not knowing if you'll be in this country next semester, or if your family will be in this country next semester. And so I'm making the dedication to the student body and the students that I'm advocating for, that on the highest levels of the university administration and the Board of Governors, I don't think advocating is a strong enough word. I will semi-demand that the university not cooperate with entities like ICE or federal law enforcement to round up CSU students to deport them. It's unconscionable. And there's a lot of uncertainty that comes with where your next meal is going to come from, how much tuition is going to cost, but there's no greater uncertainty than knowing whether you can stay in this country or not. It's unacceptable. And I think we really need to consider that. We need to search inside ourselves and our humanity and understand that we're all people. And the 136 students on this campus that are undocumented deserve access to an education just as much as we do. They deserve to stay here, and they don't deserve to be rounded up by federal law enforcement officials. And the university shouldn't comply with that. There's precedent for the university and other universities not complying with that. That's what I'm advocating for. I hope that's what you all will assist me in advocating for. And I guess I'll just end with this. Take care of those around you. Be kind to people. Because regardless of ideological differences, we're talking about people here. And so with that, I will close with, if you have any questions about your status or your family status, reach out to Student Legal Services. Those services are there for you to access, and it doesn't just, it's not limited to issues of housing and dealing with your landlords. It goes beyond that. Those resources are there for you. So if you have questions about what your rights are, please reach out to Student Legal Services and the judicial branch. I'm sure they'd be more than happy to direct you in a location that can get you the answers that you need. So lastly, put yourself in other people's shoes, see the humanity in one another, and take care of yourselves. Thank you.
We'll now move into judicial reports.
Hi everyone, my name is Morgan Wright. I'm your Chief Justice, for those of you who might not know me. Nick, thank you, that was great. And I kind of want to reiterate that last part. If anybody needs anything, the judicial branch is here to get you resources. We know where to go on campus. If anybody has questions or just concerns, we're a great start to get you potentially where you need to go. I just kind of wanted to give an update on where the court is at and just kind of some initiatives we're trying to push. And right now we're really trying to get Rams Know Your Rights off the ground, and there will be more on that to come. And I know that our associate justices are putting together some really awesome passion projects that I hope to come to you here either next week or the week after with a game plan on. And so stay tuned for that. If you have any questions, our door is always open. And again, even if it's shut, it's open, just knock. So if you have any questions, concerns, please come to us. But yeah, I also just wanted to kind of give an update on what we're doing and know that we have resources and can get you in the right direction. If anybody has any questions or wants to collaborate on any projects that we might be working on or you might be interested in. So thank you for your time. Take care of yourselves tonight. Thank you.
Thank you. We'll now move into legislative reports, beginning with officers. I don't think I have anything, so I'll pass it off to.
Every time I get up here to say something, it's not great. I want all of us to look around at each other. We're all leaders in this space. And I hope that everybody took time to reflect today, to take care of themselves. Because tomorrow, we owe it to our constituents, our work and our dedication. Today is a day to sit and reflect, but tomorrow we get to work. I found an affirmation I'd like us to say together, because I can't stress this enough, that resiliency and optimism go hand in hand. This affirmation goes, I find joy and hope in working with others who share my vision for change. I'll say it again. I find joy and hope in working with others who share my vision for change. I want us to reflect on that and carry that with us. We are so much stronger when we're united. And at the end of the day, even those we think don't deserve it, compassion and empathy is the only thing that can teach compassion and empathy. Now more than ever, we have to display that and show that, even for those who we feel don't deserve it. That's all I have for you. Thank you.
I actually do have something I wanted to say, and that is that Chair Buckner of the Students of the Oval Caucus has resigned her position, and so we'll be holding an election for the next chair of the Students of the Oval Caucus next week. So if you have any questions about that and kind of what that position would entail, you can always ask me those. In the meantime, I believe Senator Laura Pardo will be heading the caucus this week. So any questions about that can be directed to him.
It's gonna say awesome, didn't mean awesome. So teams, we're gonna start utilizing teams a little bit more, so make sure you're on the lookout, in terms of like events and stuff. If you announce an event during your report, make sure to throw it in teams. Yeah, teams, look at teams. If you're not on teams, let me know. I go through every week and edit your own teams. It might just be an issue of like the wrong email or something like that. If we haven't met yet, please come and meet me after Senate. I'm really cool. Get my phone number. If you haven't gotten an email from me, feel free to spam that phone number. I have unlimited data for a reason. That's pretty much all I've got. Rams, take care, Rams.
Moving now into committee and caucus reports, beginning with Chair Miller.
Hi. So, in committee last week, we added a full clause to Bill 5406, suggesting stuff that could be taken to help students better understand what CSU PD alerts mean. When this clause was added, I did tell everyone in the committee that I wasn't really sure if this is something that we could add. So I spoke to Speaker Taylor and Pro Tem Ruiz about this. From those like conversations that I had, I understand that the clause that we added did not line up with the actual purpose of the bill, and as a result of this new information, I have asked Speaker Taylor to reject our edits made on the legislation. I think that potentially the edits we made could be put to use in a separate piece of legislation, which I can help with writing if that is something of interest to anyone. I don't want to be disregarding people's opinions that they had, because people had a lot of really great thoughts. And I don't want to just like let those ideas like hang in the air at all. So let me know. On a completely separate note, I've been working with both my committee and the Internal Affairs Committee, making a statement regarding white supremacy culture in the past few weeks. This idea originated in my committee as a result of widespread concerns that we wanted to address. I want to make this super clear that this statement is in no way a result of the election. We kind of just picked a day to make the statement, just on like how we were making edits, and that day happened to be today. Oh, here's the statement. We as the University Affairs Committee serve to deal with affairs that relate to student needs and concerns university-wide. As a committee, we recognize that students deserve to feel safe on campus regardless of their identity. White supremacy culture is defined by whitesupremacyculture.info as the widespread ideology baked into the beliefs, values, norms, and standards of our groups, many if not most of them, our communities, our towns, our states, our nation, teaching us both overtly and covertly that whiteness holds value, whiteness is value. This culture is commonly perpetuated through acts of microaggressions. This culture also disproportionately impacts students of color and contributes to students of color feeling unsafe. The burden of remedying white supremacy culture should not fall on the shoulders of those who are impacted. Individuals are responsible for educating themselves, listening to the experiences of students of color, and utilizing their knowledge to mitigate additional harm. The intention of the statement is not to call anyone out or antagonize existing viewpoints. The statement is intended to be a neutral stance from the committee regarding general concerns, so we can all be more intentional with our words and actions moving forward. We denounce white supremacy in any way, shape, or form within the University Affairs Committee and feel as though white supremacy does not have a place in ASCSU nor our university. We are committed to creating and maintaining a safe and inclusive space within the committee, facilitating discussions on DEI issues and cultural competency. The University Affairs Committee is an open space for fostering interchangeable ideas and differing opinions. It is our hope that through this, we will be able to pave a path for students of color to feel safe in the University Affairs Committee, as well as ASCSU and CSU overall. And with that, I'd like to yield to Chair Lutz.
Thank you, Chair Miller. Similarly, the Internal Affairs Committee has drafted a statement, and it begins, quote, "White supremacy exists in many forms, perhaps the most nefarious being white privilege. Take, for example, an incident of blackface on a banner. It is easy for white people not engage, to think it's a shame that it happened, to simply ignore it. However, for students of color, this is flat out not the case. The ability to ignore disgusting acts of racism, bias, and harm, even if accidental, is white privilege, and by extension, white supremacy in its most deepest form. To condemn actions without acting as white privilege. White supremacy and white privilege are all too often the norm and not the exception, and any action that furthers this evil agenda must be recognized and called out for what it is. The Internal Affairs Committee of the 54th Senate of the Associated Students, Colorado State University hereby condemns, in words and in actions, the culture of white supremacy and privilege on CSU's campus and institutions. Intersectionality of all peoples, whether they hold marginalized identities or not, is the only path forward. A united front must be formed to fight against bigotry, racism, sexism, and all of the forms of hate. In closing, the Internal Affairs Committee of the 54th Senate of the Associated Students of Colorado State University stands with all students who have experienced hate or other forms of discrimination. We are arm in arm, and together we stand. I yield back.
Thank you. I'll yield.
Thank you. Senator Busha.
The committee met yesterday at, from 1 to 2. We looked at one bill, which was endorsing a letter concerning campus safety. It's Bill 5406. We had good conversations and support of endorsing this letter, and we sponsored and discharged this bill.
Thank you. Chair Davis.
Hi everybody. So Housing Caucus, a lot going on. We met last Friday and had a working meeting, so that was very productive, very good. We got a letter, so the CSU strata drafted and finalized, and we're going to send that out as soon as I get myself together. So that will be happening very soon. We also worked on the actual info session, which Lauren plugged. If you don't do anything else for me this whole time that you and I are at ASCSU together, this is like a you as in like a general you. If you don't do anything else for me, I am like, not physically, but emotionally on my hands and knees begging you. Please promote this. It is purely information. Like, there's no such thing as like too much good information for someone to have when they're making a difficult decision. This is to give people the information that they need. I sent it out in the Teams, I'll send it out again. I have our flyer, it was made by me. I realized today that my information is not on there, which is my fault, and so I'm sorry about that. But I'll put my information on the Teams so that you can add that when you're promoting this later tonight, because I know you're going to be. Please, please, please. Also, I got an email from someone from the city of Fort Collins. Let me find it. But essentially, it is a community forum on Monday, November 18th from 6 to 8 p.m. It is unfortunately at the same time as night with your elected officials. So if you were not able to RSVP or you'd rather go to this, like, that's also just happening. But it's at Northside Ashland, and city is just sharing all of the opinions that they've gathered from citizens on housing and other development projects. So if you're interested in that, let me know. I can send you the information. And then finally, November is Native American Heritage Month. So it's important to note that I know that we watch the video every day and we see, like, we read the land acknowledgement, and know that you go to school on Native American land, but you also live there. And so just be thinking about that when you're thinking about housing.
Thank you. Senator Guerra.
You guys should come to caucus of student of the Oval. Please, I was alone, all alone, very, very alone. It's Tuesdays from 2 to 3. Don't let me be alone.
Thank you. Chair Korsky, you're on Zoom.
I was confused.
Can you hear me?
Hello?
Quiet.
Let me turn you up. Okay, try now.
Okay, try now. Can you hear me?
It's very quiet and garbled.
Very quiet and garbled. Cool.
If I called you,
She just said that in the chat. Maybe I'll tell Laura that she can mute my phone.
Amazing. Okay. Oh, that's freaky. I can hear my voice on there. Okay. So I have a. You can all hear me, right?
Yes.
Okay. Beautiful. I have a little statement that I'm going to make for Women's Caucus. So first, in light of what happened yesterday, I was not in a mental space to be here in person today, and I apologize for that. I also want everyone in the space to know that my DMs are open for anyone who needs it. My job is to fight for survivors, and I will dedicate the rest of my life to it. That being said, one way we can start to transform the campus around us is to join Women's Caucus. Please show up and show solidarity. If you are angry, fight for the students on this campus and utilize the space as a support system. Use this space to help relieve some of the burden that is placed on those who are discriminated against. Let me and everyone there fight for exactly what you want. I would also like to say that while there are some incredibly dark things conspiring, there is still love. You are not alone. Survivors are not alone. People of color are not alone. Undocumented students are not alone. The LGBT community is not alone. Disabled individuals are not alone. Empathy and caring for each other is never a weakness and is our most powerful weapon against hate. I love you all, and I will not stop fighting for you. I yield my time.
Thank you. We'll move now into Senator and Associate Senator reports, beginning with Senator Warren Barber.
I'm just going to do this a little bit differently because I want you to see me. That chair's kind of bothering me. Okay. Hello, everyone. I stand here today asking you all from the bottom of my heart for your support. During this presidential election, the undocumented community has been attacked. We keep hearing about mass deportations and keep being told that we aren't ICE's priority, although undocumented students still living here. ICE has visited trailer parks in the past where students' families live. I keep witnessing incidents of anti-immigration rhetoric on this campus. Last night, an individual called me asking for support and a place to stay for the night because they were asked, "Where are your papers?" We cannot separate politics from our identity. Our identities are political. And we have been completely dehumanized. Undocumented students have shared their worries with me when it comes to their safety on this campus. I have seen the tears of my community roll down their face, expecting answers from me, asking if I can ask President Parson to release a statement that the university stands in solidarity with undocumented students.
I look into their eyes and see hope, resilience, and strength they carry each day. It pains me that I don't have answers for my community and that I can't fulfill this request. Although I think that they deserve to feel like the campus they attend every day and give their money to stands in solidarity with them. We need to know that we have people who are supporting us and on our side. We are tired of feeling isolated from this family. We have undocumented students considering to drop out because of the uncertainty that our future holds. These individuals have put their blood, sweat, and tears into their degrees, and yet it might just be a piece of paper that will be hung up on their walls. Yet we are still fighting for our futures with a 95% graduation rate here at Colorado State University. So please, I urge you to stand alongside with me to urge the university to release a statement that they will stand in solidarity with undocumented students, because I would like to remind all of you, we are here to stay. Thank you.
Thank you. Senator Rivera.
I'll never forget the 2016 election when Trump was first elected into office. The fear that hit is a feeling I can't forget. Wondering if the next time I stepped out my front door, my parents might no longer be there. I remember my little sister, only 7 years old, lying awake with the fear that her parents could be taken away. When her only worries should have been what she was going to be learning and who she would be playing with at school that day. Today, my heart breaks for the children who will grow up with those same fears, and for everyone who now lives with uncertainty of losing their rights, their loved ones, or their sense of safety. As we face these next few years, El Centro and the Academic Advancement Center senators stand with all of you in the struggles, and together we are not alone.
We stand in solidarity with our immigrant community and will not remain silent. Our hearts go out to all communities whose rights have been stripped away by this election last night. We reaffirm our solidarity with marginalized communities, our trans community, with the fight for reproductive rights as healthcare, and with immigrant communities, and also with same-sex marriage and disability rights, and with the rights of Palestinians to live and exist in peace. We also hold space for other marginalized communities who have been impacted but may not have been named tonight. I close this statement with a call to ASCSU. It is our duty to protect and serve the most vulnerable communities and students in our campus. Now is the time to take action. Thank you.
Thank you. Senator Monanti.
All right, I'm going to do this in two parts. The first part is just going to be events. Real talk every Tuesday in the back office. Good conversation, good way to get new perspective and insight in my professional view. I think that's something we all need to have. Now on to the second part. It's a rough day. It's a tough day for all of us. I know that regardless of what happened, we are all going to feel some sort of way. I want us to remember that we are still people, we are still humans. We are in these positions of leadership because we want to advocate. That's also a part of this. So I want to just have this ask of all of us to listen to our constituents, hear their pain, ask what we can do to make it better, and do that. Put that back, put those words to action and listen. And that we stand by with each other, that we be with each other, that we take care of rams, because that's what we are meant to do. Rams take care of rams. I yield the rest of my time.
Thank you. Senator McLaughlin.
First, on a slightly different note, if anyone is planning on applying to graduate school, especially in the earth sciences, feel free to talk to me. I can help you look over your application or anything else you need to do with that, because I recently went through this process. Second, I have talked with a couple of people about a resolution I'm planning on writing, which basically outlines that ASCSU stands by immigrant students. If anyone would like to help me write this resolution and kind of clarify our demands, please let me know.
Thank you. Chair Davis.
Hi, everybody. I'm gonna do the same thing, but I'm gonna do two parts. The first one is events. So, in 1 week from today, so Wednesday, November 13th, we are hosting 2 events, with the Safe Center. The first one is, I wanna get this name right. I wanna say, well, the second one is Feminist Open Mic Night. And so that is happening at Arboretum Coffee. It's from 6 to 8 p.m., which unfortunately is during Senate, but you do have to skip Senate to go to Feminist Open Mic Night. I personally will not be upset with you at that. So
That could be counted as an excuse absent.
yeah, thank you, Hayden. So do what's best for you. The other one is Loving Perception, Healing Reflection. It's a body liberation event hosted by, or put on by one of our graphic designers, actually. And it's also featuring aura photography, which is really cool. And so that will be from 12 to 4. It's like a drop-in at your own pace at LSE 376. So if that's something that interests you, it's on our Instagram. I believe that was it for actual Safe Center updates. On another note, I'm just gonna reiterate what I said last week and tack on a few extra things. Don't forget to treat people with respect and empathy. Regardless of whether or not you personally are hurting, people in this room are. It's like a fact. And so just remember that is something that we need to think about when we're just even interacting with people. Just remember to treat them with like kindness and understanding, and that especially certain groups of people, especially survivors, like as a state senator, my job is to represent survivors, and they are hurting right now. And it is still a really dark day for people, especially those who identify as survivors. And so know that what Olivia said, you're not alone, and that you have a space here at CSU, you have the Safe Center here for you. And statistically speaking, there are likely survivors in this room right now, and so we are here for you as a space for you to process, decompress, get what you need. And I know that everyone says, like, take care of yourself and Rams, take care of Rams. It's really hard to know how to do that when you don't know the resources that you have. So know that Safe Center is a resource, and that we also have the Victim Assistance Team hotline, which is open 24/7 for call. And it's not just for people who identify as survivors. So if you are feeling something around this election and you feel like you need to talk to someone, like the hotline is open for you. I posted in the teams recently, and so that should be in there as well. But yeah.
Thank you. And with that, the Senate will now move into conference business with 2 hours on the conference clock, beginning with Bill 5406.
Bill 5406, endorsing a letter concerning campus safety.
What are other things behind this one? This bill aims to add the endorsement of the Associated Students of Colorado State University to a letter drafted by the College of Liberal Arts Representative Council regarding transparency of campus safety issues, specifically on October 16th and 22nd, 2024.
Awesome, thank you. Were there any edits made to this by any of the committees? Internal Affairs, University Affairs, and DEI chairs are all currently gone. The vice chairs are lovely. Senator Luna.
Yeah, well, I was there at University Affairs, did endorse the bill, or sponsor the bill, I'm sorry. And then they made that edit, but like we said, we retracted that edit or asked that it not be accepted.
Awesome, thank you. Senator Bishop.
DEI
Sponsored it, if I'm remembering correctly. Awesome, thank you. And
I'm the Secretary for Internal Affairs.
We had good discussion and discharge. I believe that is what's in the notes. So,
Coolio, everyone's leaving me tonight. Do you accept these edits? Where are you going?
This is Clark stuff.
I guess I will speak on behalf of the council. We have decided not to accept that on the advice and recommendation of the University Affairs Committee Chair.
Awesome. With that, we're going to enter a period of discussion debate by first raised placard. We'll have 10 minutes. Senator Minalti.
we all want this campus to be safer. I mentioned the previous question.
Second.
Do I hear any dissent? Hearing none, we'll enter a period of voting. This is in its last reading. Senator Minalti.
Motion to approve with unanimous consent.
Do I hear any dissent? With that, this passes.
Thank you all. And with that, please take this letter back to your constituencies and have them take a look at that too. That's always open to signatures and you can communicate those to me. Thank you.
I know there were people who wanted to add sponsors and endorsements to this list. I'm going to send a sheet of paper around so that those can all be added on this final edit.
And with that, we'll move into new business with the LSAT bylaws.
So when do I motion that? Do I do the first reading?
Yeah, so you can make that as a motion. You can just have like the abstract one and we can get like a good presentation of the motion.
Okay, give me just a second. I thought I know, but I guess not. Okay. Bill 5407, LSAB bylaws. This bill aims to pass the bylaws of the Legislative Strategy Advisory Board for 2024-2025.
You'll have 10 minutes to present this if you want to.
All right, I feel like we've been looking at this now for so many weeks. Basically, this is just bringing the bylaws into what we already passed into the Constitution. So now they're aligned with each other. There's really no new changes. If you want to look through this, you can scroll down. And I included the full bylaws. It's like 6 or 7 pages. The board passed it unanimously at our first meeting after reviewing it. We made one minor edit, just wording wise, but yeah, there's no major edits from what we saw in the Lex previously.
And with that, we'll open up 10 minutes of Q&A. Beginning with Chair Davis.
I'd like to motion to take these questions.
Do I see any dissent to that motion? Okay, seeing none. Did you have it?
Yeah, can I motion to expedite this bill? I don't know what the exact wording is.
Yeah, that would just be a motion to expedite. Is that a second? Okay. A motion to expedite, by the way, if anybody does not know, is basically just taking away the time in between the first and second reading of this, so it would not be sent to committees and we would move into discussion and debate and then voting on that tonight. So that's what that would be. We did have a motion to do that and a second, so we'll do this by voice vote. All those in favor of expediting this legislation, please say aye. Aye. Those opposed, say nay. Any abstentions? Okay. Then this will be expedited, and we'll move into discussion and debate, beginning with Senator Minalti.
Slides, check, pass, motion Judy's question.
Does that motion have a second? Do I see any dissent to that motion? Okay, seeing none, we will move into voting on this. Senator Menage,
Motion to approve with unanimous consent.
do I see any dissent to that motion? Seeing none, this bill will be passed with unanimous consent. And we'll move into ending roll call.
Thank you.
Senator Whitman,
Motion to use beginning roll call and roll call and Q&A.
do I see any dissent to that motion? Okay, we'll do that, and with that, this meeting is adjourned. Have a good night.
Roger, if we haven't already met, please come to the front, please shake my hand, please give me your phone number, it'll be lovely and easy. That sponsor and sheets going around, if y'all, someone will bring it to me at some point, it can be a here if anyone wants to add their smile.
Turn 20. Gonna meet my parents.